Lord of the Rings Two Towers by Zojalyx, which happens to be me. Hi. What's up, everybody? My name is Zojalyx, and I'm going to be running the Lord of the Rings Two Towers. We are going to be running the Legolas category because Aragorn will be tomorrow. The only reason I am running this category is because we needed a backup run, and this is a run that I'm really familiar with. I've been running this game since 2018, and I was the very first Legolas runner. So what I just did in order to set up this run is I started off by going and saving the game, and then going into an already completed file, saving the game, and that will allow me to skip all of the FMV cutscenes in the run, saving about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on which category you're doing. So we're playing as Legolas. We're going to be playing on the easy difficulty. We do have subcategories for all of them, but easy is just the most marathon safe, and so I wanted to play an easy. Before we get started with this run, though, I would like to go over our incentives for the day, because we have a lot of them that can be met, and so I want to encourage you guys to donate, as well as we're super close to funding another kid reel, so I would really want you guys to get your donations in, because that will be huge for the Real Hope project. I want to give shout outs to our incentives. We have Shaq Fu, a bonus run of Shaq Fu Genesis. Get your donations in for that. Because that bonus run, Shaq Fu, is a ridiculous game, so you 100% want to get that run into the marathon. I think that it would be, yeah, you definitely want to get donations in for that. So get your donations in. I think also too, we have a bunch of incentives for Shaq Fu. We have actually having game audio for Shaq Fu, because it is slower to run the game without game audio or with game audio. So if you want to actually hear the game, donate for it. Okay, it's really easy. These are all really easy donation incentives. They're really fun. The next donation incentive would be to watch the Shaq Fu cutscenes. The cutscenes for this, again, are hilarious. You want to see them. So get your donations in for that. We have another Shaq Fu bonus run. Is a bonus run of Shaq Fu on the Game Boy Advance. Gooby has run way too much Shaq Fu, and he wants to show all of it off to you guys here. So please get your donations in so we can have an entire block dedicated to Shaq Fu. So get your donations in. We have a bunch of bonus runs. It would be super fun to see every single one of these. Also, too, just want to let you guys know we still have a donation matching going where we have an anonymous donor that has pledged a total of $600 to match the donations during this event. So, and we still have quite a bit of that matching here. So if you would like, please, even if you donate $1, that will get matched by that anonymous donor. We have over $400 left to go into this. Last night, after we cut stream, we did have a matching donation for to match from Hep and Juana's $20 from last night. So those, it is legit. Those donations have been coming in, and we do read them off, so you can see them, because right now we're at a total of $1,114, which means we are less than $100 away from another kid reel. So please get your donations in. We also have a bid war for Love 1 plus 2 plus 3 100% by Hep and Juana. There is a donation for which version of Love 1 is going to be played, remastered versus the original. Currently, the remastered is in the lead with $25, and the original has $10 donated to it. So if you want to see a different version of Love 1, please get your donations in for that. I know it sounds super weird. I honestly have no idea what these Love games are other than Hep and Juana's submission video, but it's going to be a super cool run. So please get your donations in. I would love to see those happen. So without further ado, let us get into The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Legolas. So, Legolas, well, actually, we should probably just get it started. I can start talking as I'm moving. So, timing will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Two Towers is a hacking slash action RPG based off of the New Line Cinema's Lord of the Rings movies. This game specifically takes place during the events of the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers.
This land has changed.
I need a drink because I've been talking a lot.
Until the path beyond appears safe.
What we're going to be doing is Legolas is there are 3 characters that you can play, and then a 4th character that you can unlock. Legolas is supposed to be a fast character and a very squishy character. So while he easily has probably the hardest of early games between all of the different characters, unless it's Gimli, because Gimli is, well, Gimli. But what he does have is he has probably the easiest late game, and we'll get into that more as we get closer. Yeah, so one of the ways that Legolas differs from the other characters is each character has a different ammo capacity. Aragorn has 30 arrows, Gimli has 25 hatchets that he can throw, and Legolas has 60. So you'll be seeing a lot of ranged attacks happen from Legolas, especially too because his attacks are just super fast. Legolas also does have some drawbacks. His melee attacks are not as strong. The hitboxes can be a little funky for them, so we'll see how I adapt to it. My main category that I run is Aragorn, so but this is gonna still be a little interesting. So yeah, in this level, it's just pretty straightforward. It's a lot of just avoiding enemies, trying to take the right lines that you can to avoid enemy pathing, as well as hoping and praying that you can get lucky and not get hit by any enemies. Some lines are better than others, and so yeah, overall that actually went really well, only getting hit a few times. So here we're into our first boss fight, the Watcher in the Water. There aren't any funky strats that we can do, but this is going to be one of the bigger RNG portions of the run, because this boss fight is purely RNG by where his tentacles will go and the pattern at which they will attack. Holy cow, that was extraordinarily lucky. And also the speed at which they come up. But it's a really fast, straightforward boss fight. All you have to do is parry the tentacles, cut them, and then shoot him. And just as you run the game, you get a feel for how early you can shoot the Watcher in the Water before he actually, in order to get the damage as early as possible. So we're easily level 2 thanks to the Watcher in the Water, which allows us to get our first few abilities, and that's going to be Elrond's Swift Terror and our first bow upgrade, the Rivendell Longbow. These are going to be 2 really key abilities, especially as we go into the second level, which is Balin's Tomb. Now, Balin's Tomb is going to start off what is going to seem like a very an auto-scroller type level, but it actually isn't. It is a hidden thing. So what we want to be doing in this level is killing goblins. That is the key aspect to it. And we want to kill them quickly. So we kill them quickly by getting into perfect mode. And since I don't have the prologue to be able to explain perfect mode, I have this. So what this is holy heck. What perfect mode is you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen there is this glowing meter. And after every time I get a kill, it says perfect. Well, there are 4 types of builds that you can get in this game. There's fair, good, excellent, and good. And as you can see, as I'm using this Elrond Swift Terror ability, my damage meter fills. And how we get into perfect mode is we use our various combos and attacks to be able to do a lot of damage without taking damage. If we take damage, the meter will drain. And so, by filling up that meter, we get into perfect mode. And when we're in perfect mode, we do as much damage, pretty much as max damage as we can do for the upgrades that we have. But we also gain the most amount of EXP. So it's really important that when we're doing this level, that we are getting into perfect mode as much as possible. Now, the reason why that this level is a disguised auto-scroller is I'm trying to play specifically back towards the door. Because for some reason, if you were too close to the main door, your kills don't count.
Steel yourself!
So I'm trying to play really close to the tomb over here, so that way I can still see the goblins as they're coming in, and take out a lot of them with my perfects. So now at this point, I honestly have no idea where I'm at in terms of my timers, so I don't want to get into perfect mode too much, in case the troll spawns. And there it is, perfect. So the troll spawned, and we have a trick for this troll. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna wait for him to hit, I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna do a swift terror, and it immediately puts me into perfect mode. For some reason, Legolas's swift terror is so broken that you can do that. And because Legolas's arrows are broken, one full charge shot will immediately kill the troll. And it makes that fight go so fast, and that was really, really clean. So that's the end of the second level, and we bought our final level 2 upgrades that we can get, which are Elven Fury and Force of Celeborn. Force of Celeborn is going to be a health upgrade. Health upgrades are technically optional, but because Legolas is so squishy, it is just not viable. It is just stupidly risky to save the second that it takes to not get that health upgrade. Welcome to Emon Hen. Emon Hen is one of, if not the hardest level in every single category in this game. And the reason for that is because of these Urukai. These Urukai are annoying as heck, because they have this ability that is an overhead swing that they do, that when they do it, they have super armor. So I cannot, I can parry it, but I cannot interrupt it with my own attacks, as well as if I'm in perfect mode, I cannot one-shot them. It does not kill them during that animation. But what it, and also, every time I get hit by that attack, I get knocked over. So, and you're probably thinking, okay, but you should just avoid enemies because killing enemies is slow. That is true, except for in this level. Because as you can see up in the top right corner, there is this counter for Urukai. So we actually have to kill, oh, I got shot, ow. We actually have to kill the Urukai in order to progress in this level. Oh, this is not good. I don't like not being in perfect mode right here. Because there's this archer that is going to be interrupting a lot of attacks, and with being in perfect mode early, you can just kill the archer. But I did not get perfect mode the way I wanted. So that fight was a little rough, but that's okay. My health is a little sketchy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kill these guys. Normally you would just walk through the fire, but with the way that Legolas's health works, I'm not taking that risk. You know, if I don't have the armor that I get from the health upgrade that I bought, I pretty much am set at being pretty darn close to death. And since this is a marathon, I really don't want to risk any sort of death. And right now, I'm... See, and this is where it's really hard, because enemies like to surround you, but you can't... In order to really fight effectively, you cannot let yourself get surrounded. Frankly, with Legolas, at least in the early game, you really should not be fighting bigger clumps of enemies. But that's not how this game works.
A little help here, elf!
So overall, this level has been, we've gotten bullied pretty hard, but that's okay. So it's all about raising money for charity, which you guys should be doing right now. Ow. Okay, so this fight's a little obnoxious, but it's over, so that's good. And we're gonna run over here and start our next boss fight, Lurtz. Lurtz is a really, really, really bad boss. And by really bad, I mean he's just really hard.
That spawned you.
It's not that he's bad and that, like, he's not programmed well. I actually think he's a really interesting boss. But in order to do it fast, he's hard. So, we just finished this first phase. It's a quick archery phase. Nothing really to worry about. We're Legolas. So, for a second phase, we're going for a really cool strat here. I'm going to hit him on this statue, and then I'm going to do one fierce attack. But that still kills him that quickly. Because I was able to kick him, which stuns him after he pulls off the statue, and then do 2 fierce attacks again, or do another fierce attack to finish him off. Really fast fight. It's really cool. Also, I'm seeing my Lord of the Rings homies in chat. I see you, Dino, Wolfen, and PJ. All 3 of these guys are incredible Lord of the Rings runners. We have a really awesome community. So, yeah. Now we can do our level 4 menuing. I bought Rising Attack and our next bow upgrade. Rising Attack is an ability that would have been really nice to have an on Hen, but we don't have it because we cannot hit level 4 fast enough.
This way.
And what it is if we get knocked down, I can spam an attack button and he will get up and swing. Legolas will get up and swing his weapon in order to take out any enemies and get up faster. Oh, that was not well timed. So this first fight is extraordinarily hard to control. And as you can see, everything likes to parry your attacks. So you kind of sit here and try to get into perfect mode. This fight's all about the opening. If it doesn't open properly, then controlling it is a mess. So, in order to do this fight and do it well, you really just... Uh-oh. Oh boy. There we go. Woo. In order to do this fight and to do it well, you have to open it properly. And so I have spent many, many hours training on the opening on this. So we're going to fight this troll here, and we're going to fight him by doing this fun little stun loop with Legolas. And that takes him out. We attack him at just the right time so that way he cannot do any secondary attacks and knock us over, and he just stays in that animation of him getting stunned. If we hit him while he's in the animation, he will then be in a he'll do a retaliation, which will then cause us to, it will cause us to 9 times out of 10 get hit. If we don't get hit, then we are stupidly lucky. So here we are at this river. I'm running along the left side of the river here, because if we get too deep into the water, Legolas starts to wade, and some characters have a movement option to be able to make that go a lot faster. Legolas's movement option for that is terrible. So we can just run through it, not having to worry about anything. Oh, I got hit with a log. Doing another cool kill strat. So, we're gonna have another Berserker that's gonna come up here. They're the worst enemies in the game, but thanks to our Elven Fury, singular Berserkers are really easy to deal with. this is another fight that's all about the opening. The Horde fight. Because what it is you get a Goblin Horde, this shield boy. Oh crap, I got 2 shields. That's super unlucky. But in this fight, we need to get into perfect mode in order to... We actually don't need it for the damage, we need it for the EXP, because we need to be in level 6 by the end of this level. And so thankfully we still have 2 trolls to fight. I'm really hoping that this troll strat goes well. Otherwise my damage will be... I'm a little worried about the EXP, but it should still be fine. Because we have an EXP pickup, and then we have a way to get into perfect mode for these 2 trolls. But they're not doing what they should be doing. So I'm going to try and debate them over. And that should be level 6, which is exactly what we needed. Alright, so we got through, honestly, the hardest part of the run.
Aragorn.
Once we get through Fangorn, the run is
the White
really chill.
Saruman.
And as well, actually, I should say once we hit level 6. Oops, I accidentally saved. Because hitting level 6 unlocks Dragonfire arrows, and having Dragonfire arrows will, not only does it make our bow even stronger, but also our arrows set enemies on fire. So, when we do this, with them being set on fire, because, again, my brain just, like, stopped communicating. Oh, he immediately left, which is not good, because I need to shoot this other guy. There we go.
We must save everyone that we can, or this village should fall.
But with the Dragonfire arrows, all we gotta do is shoot them, and they will all burn. While they're burning, I just tend to walk over and start whacking at them, so that way they die faster. So this is Plains of Rohan. In this level, we've got Gandalf, except he is mean and leaves us. So. But up in the top right corner, we have this villager leader. We have to go and we have to kill all of... Well, we don't have to kill the Uruk-hai. We have to prevent villagers from dying. And so before, we used to just take every single fight in this level. But thanks to... well, I guess this is actually one of the things I learned, is... Oh boy, I'm getting whacked all over the place because this villager will not burn. There we go. He'll die eventually, we can just leave him. But what I learned is that... Oh boy, that third attack might cause me to have to... Yeah, definitely. But what I learned is that certain fights, you can just say heck it, and I'm gonna run right by anybody and everybody. And thanks to Legolas's broken hitboxes with his Swift Terror, it makes it so that way we can get into perfect mode for that fight and make it go a lot faster. So this last fight is just going to be something a little ridiculous. We are just going to stand back here, clear out all of the enemies. It's going to be this guy's going to run over here and get annoying. Okay, these enemies are being really weird. But we're just gonna break this. That's gonna get everybody out. Everybody else is gonna die, and the fight's gonna end. And that's gonna be the end of the level.
You have done all you can here. The survivors will make for Helm's Deep. You still have work to do. I will come back to you at the turn of the tide.
So, yeah. This next level is going to be Westfold. It's a pretty difficult level because, especially as Legolas, because it can be kind of difficult to die because there's going to be a lot of explosives that are going to be showing up in this level.
But never like this. Our only hope is to stand together. Saruman's forces move strange explosive devices through this town. Help us destroy them.
We must destroy these explosive devices.
And we're going to be using these explosives to our advantage. Because when they blow up, if I do it right, the enemies will immediately die. Which is what we want. A nice thing, too, about it is it won't trigger in the results screen. And this is something that I haven't really talked about, strictly because it hasn't really mattered. But the amount of enemies that we kill determines the speed of the results screen. If the results screen goes by really quickly, then we didn't kill that many enemies. If we kill more enemies, the longer the results screen takes. So it'll come into play a lot more. You'll see it as we get into the end of the run with the last two levels that we actually use the results screen. Oh, I was not paying attention to that shield guy. Should still be mostly okay. Yeah, we're fine.
They overrun this area too.
Pretty clean, Westfold. One of the fun things about this game is that with the way that it works, there's really not much of a skill ceiling. Oh, I guess not a skill ceiling. There's not really much of a, like, an end to how the optimizations for this game can go. Because there are just so many ways that runs can always be improved and be faster or slower. So, just because you're playing an RPG, RPGs are not always the most consistent of runs. And not that that's a fault to RPG,
Those few of us
but
able
it
to
is
fight.
a...
March for Helm's Deep. They're the
just
future
the way
of
they work.
Rohan
Who is
shall
my
live or
favorite Lord
die.
of the Rings character? My favorite Lord of the Rings character is Legolas. I've always... I don't know. I've as a child, I was obsessed with him because of his awesome skills with the bow and arrow. And so, yeah, I've always been a Legolas homie. So, let's see it here, guys. We're coming up to a... After this level, we're going to be coming up to a long period of downtime. So there will be a lot of time to get donations in. So, I want to challenge you guys, chat. Let's start a donation train, $5 right now. Donate to me who your favorite Lord of the Rings character is. Or if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, ask questions about Lord of the Rings. We're going to have a lot of downtime, so it's a perfect time to read off donations. And, I am an absolute Lord of the Rings nerd, and I would love to teach you guys more. An elf lover? What do you mean, get out? I love elves. They're so cool. Their lore is so complex. So here, we're just gonna abuse Legolas's bow. And then I'm going to go for a little boss manip here, and I already failed it. But we're trying to manipulate Charku to be able to move into these very specific spots, which he goes to these same spots, but where we stand will dictate the path that he takes. So right here, he's going to run up over here. He's going to go up onto his hind legs. We're going to shoot him. We're going to run over here and use our Elven Fury to one-shot him. So now we've hit level 8, which is the last little bit of actual menuing that we have to do. We're going to be buying Mithril Arrows and Elven Bow Mastery. And I saved again. And so now we are all OP. We have our arrows now penetrate as well as continue to set people on fire. So
for us both, Gimli.
yes, go ahead and get your donations in because we now have just 8 minutes of relaxing, running around and kicking down ladders. There's really going to be nothing much happening here. So let's talk about Lord of the Rings. Get your donations in to tell me your favorite Lord of the Rings character, maybe if there's a cool Lord of the Rings story you have. Donate for it right now. $5 train right now. And since we have a lot of time, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we have donation matching, so everything that you donate will go towards an amazing cause. So we're going to start it out. We just have a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous. No comment, but still, that's $25 more that goes to kids in foster care. Give you 3 reasons why Lego Man is better than the Dark Lord himself, Melkor. Not a Dark Lord. Melkor kind of sus, bro. Melkor literally is like, I want to be better than other people, so I'm gonna literally plunge, like, cause thousands of years worth of death and destruction because of an ego problem. And Legolas is hilarious. In the books, he's so snarky. And so it's just, he's amazing. Hey, we got a $5 donation from Dr. Pie that says, let's get this match. Thank you so much. No, that sucks. This is fun in the same way Courtyard is fun in the Return of the King. I'd rather play this than Courtyard. I'd rather mindlessly run around and kick down ladders for 8 minutes than have my run die because of nothing I can do. This level is peak gaming is facts. So just so you guys know, chat, we are only $56 away from funding our second reel of this event. So again, $50, $56. If everybody in chat right now donates $5, and Dr. Pie already started it out, heck, you don't even need to donate $5. If everybody in chat right now donates $2.50, the donation match will finish out funding the kid reel. But why stop there? We have over $400 left in this donation match here. You can get almost another half of a reel. Actually, if everybody donates and we make this match, we will have funded over half of 2 reels. So let's get this match. Let's help get these kids out of the foster care system, into forever families, and into homes of people that will love them. So, chat, I'm gonna raise a challenge for you guys, okay? We have our goal of $10,000. It's a pretty hefty goal, I know. If we donate, if we're able to reach, let's say, $2,000 by, actually no, let's push it. If we reach $10,000, it's on Tiltify as a thing, so you can see it. And I haven't announced it yet, but now I have this opportunity to do so. If we hit our goal of $10,000, I would take a pie to the face on stream at the end of the marathon. Okay, which I know it sounds like an absolutely ridiculous goal, but it's something that I think all of you guys are able to do. You have friends, you have family, hopefully you have a bunch of people in your life that love kids. If you all help to promote this and we hit our goal, then I would take a pie to the face on stream. for all of you guys to see me covered in pie on camera, and it'll be absolutely ridiculous. So let's hit the goal of $10,000. Plus, think about the impact for the kids. And we have 2 more of our matching donations come in. We have the 25 match donation that matches for Anonymous, and the $5 match donation that matches Dr. Pie. So thank you again for that donation matching. There you have it right there. It has happened. The donation matching is real. We are now $26 away from funding another reel. Chat, if we are able to fund another reel by the end of this run, I will let you guys, chat, pick a reasonable punishment for me, okay? I say punishment, but I mean something like ridiculous, like I'll dump a cup of milk over my head or something. Like, if we fund another... I don't know what exactly the punishment is yet, but... Dr. Pie says syrup in the hair. That's my wife, everybody. So if we fund another reel by the end of this run, I put syrup in the hair. Ow. And that's only 26 bucks for me to get syrup in my hair. Actually, because that's like the taste of strawberries and cream. Ow. Ow. It's really only That's true. It's really only $13 for the match with the rest. So, and there's still a decent chunk left in this run. Even though we are coming to the end of our ladder kicking, it's pretty easy to be able to get syrup in my hair. So, let's see what happens. I am immediately regretting making this decision, because there's so much time to do it.
They have fallen back. It is over for now.
I got 19.
Then we are level.
We'll see about that.
Alright, so we are done kicking down ladders. As you can see, very fast results screen at the end of this level, and now we're going to have a very slow results screen at the end of this next level. Because this is Breach Wall. This is a level where a lot of runs go to die. And it's hard, because this is the second to last level in the run. And you're probably like, okay, but you still have like 21 minutes. Yeah, that's because this level is long. This level is about 8 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. So what we're going to be doing is using our very, very, very overpowered bow to shoot these Urukai sappers. And they are enemies that they're very exploding. So we're just going to be using our very OP bow. Again, there's not really going to be too much going on. Oh my gosh. Sometimes with Legolas, this happens more often than not. Well, this happens more often than in other categories, but sometimes the arrows will go through but not actually do any damage. What? Okay. That was an odd way. Thankfully, though, we bought our ability Elven Bow Mastery, so our bow pretty much one-shots anything and everything that comes at us. Again, there's not really going to be too much happening that's going to be worth explaining for a while. So this is another great opportunity to donate, to get syrup in my hair, talk about Lord of the Rings. Like, you guys have very little reason to not be donating, because you can get syrup in my hair, as I will say many a times. You can fund another reel for kids in the foster system. And you can, well, you can talk about Lord of the Rings. You can meet these other awesome incentives that we have, such as the bonus runs for Shaq Fu, or the Love 1+2+3 bid war. Like, you've got a lot of ways that you can support. And with the donation matching, again, anything that you donate towards essentially becomes a double donation. We've got a little out of hand, so we're just gonna blow those guys up. Yeah, I don't know. Stop targeting the sappers. Thank you. That was a rough wave, because the game was like, yeah, sappers, nah. Or the guy in front of you, nah. Sappers? Yeah. Well, that was lucky. You're dead. Cool. Oh, hi. And I didn't rising attack, because... Wait, actually hitting perfect mode is Legolas in the late game? LOL. Alright, so we're getting decently close to the end of the first chunk of this level. There's going to be a berserker that's going to show up. And we just kill him. Get into character, Ian McKellen. Wait, what? What just happened there? That was odd. Oh no! He backed away too far! Oh crap. And then I can start. So what I'm going to try and do here is position this sapper. This is really difficult to do, but it is very necessary as Legolas. And don't know if he's in the right spot. It'll be kind of close. I think he's too far forward. So we're getting close to the end of this level. This is a catapult. Look at it. Yep, the sapper was too far forward. So, no. No! So, we're getting into perfect mode here, and then using... Oh boy. That's an unlucky fire pit. Now we have to run all the way around here to all these enemies, and they will also get me stuck, so... Oh, heck it. Ah. This catapult is where all of the runs go to die. It doesn't matter where you're at, because there's so many enemies, and especially as Legolas, crowd control is really hard because his melee attacks just are not as strong. Whereas like with characters like Aragorn, he has a really overpowered attack that makes it a lot easier to crowd control.
Never have I seen such axe work, Master Dwarf.
Or I such bow skill. But they never stand back up after I have hit them.
See, and this is what I mean by a really long results screen. Alrighty guys, we're into the last level, so if you want syrup to go on my head and in my hair, get your donations in. We only have about 5 minutes left. So this is Hornburg Courtyard, another absolute mess of a level. But with Legolas, it's not as bad, as long as my controls, my camera doesn't mess up all of my controls. But we're just gonna be... Okay. Goblin shields are the worst. They don't really make sense. Oh, that guy's... What? I hit it? Okay. This is extraordinarily unlucky to have that happen, but... Please deal with the guy in front of you, Legolas. The one thing I will say about this game is the targeting doesn't really make sense. Like, no matter how many enemies are in front of you, the game for some reason is like you're shooting a ranged attack, so you should be shooting somebody who's super far away from you. So, like, the game doesn't like to think, hey, you want to shoot somebody before he gets close. Ow. Alright, so Aragorn has spawned, which is the next phase of the level. We have to go and help him out. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to run up here. We're going to set everyone on fire, and then we're going to run away. I really hope I actually hit the captain. Oh my gosh. Am I okay? I'm not. Wait, I'm good? What? So what I just did there is this trick where I set everybody on fire and I ran off past this trigger for a cutscene. It saves about 15 seconds. So now I'm already down here and there's not this cutscene of Gimli going ham. So I can just be down here and immediately start unloading arrows to get a lot of kills, so then hopefully quickly get this cue for that there are going to be archers on the wall.
Archers on the
That was very poetic timing. So now we got it, we're gonna have to run up here, and we're gonna have to take out these archers on the wall.
A little help here, elf.
Gimli's gonna say that, which means that we got them all. It's also 9 of them. We're getting close to the end of the run, guys. There's only like a minute left. There's only like a minute to 2 minutes left. There's like 30 seconds left. So time will be coming up here really soon. So if you want syrup in my hanger, you have very little amount of time to do it. Because all we have to do is kill these trolls, and the run is over. And if these berserkers are gonna be the people that they are, I think there's one of the, okay, one of the trolls are dead. Now I just have to kill this other one. And that was the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers Legolas easy. That was actually a pretty decent run. I was less than 2 minutes off of my PB, so I will definitely take that. Considering I really haven't, I did 2 runs before this event, and haven't really ran this category since I got my world record of 44:39, I think, right before this event. So some shout outs, because the Lord of the Rings community is absolutely incredible and I love them a lot. Shout outs to 7 Swag Muffin 7, my very first rival in this game, specifically for Aragorn, the main category. Shout outs to Rylan Hand, another rival in this game. Somebody who has gotten really good at this game and is the reason why a lot of the world records are where they're at right now. So shout outs to him. Shout outs to Caladair, the emulator lord of this game. He is really good. He's in chat right now. PJ Arts of Darkness, another really good emulator runner. I say emulator runners as if not as a way to say that emulators are bad for this game, but I wanted to shout out the fact that this game is super accessible. As long as you have a decent computer that can run Dolphin, you can run this game, because we do allow emulators. We have them split from console, so you don't have to get that whole game purity issue, but more of accessibility. So yeah, shout outs to those 2 guys who run on emulator and keep this game going. Shout outs to Bloody Lifetime, another runner who doesn't run too much anymore, but was part of our racing gang for a while. Yeah, one of the things about this game is we do a decent chunk of races. Races are super fun. We just get together and we hop on primarily Aragorn, because that's the category that most people know, but Legolas has also been raced before. Legolas is a really easy category to learn, so if you're interested in picking up this game and you want to run Legolas, we do have a guide. It's a little outdated, but you can kind of understand the basics of things that you need to do in order to run this game and enjoy it and just, well, have a blast with it. It's a great speed game. It's super fun. If you love hack and slash action RPGs, I highly recommend that you pick up this game. Also, shout outs to my wife, Dr. Pie, for being the little evil person that she is, trying to get syrup poured in my hair. But she's also just been an incredible supporter. She's in the living room right now, probably also in chat. And so shout outs to you. I also want to take some time to just thank my mom for this run. Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, my mom passed away due to a brain aneurysm, which is why some things in this marathon look a little scuffed. But we're working and we're growing. But my mom was always a huge supporter of my speedrunning. And this is my first marathon run since she passed away. And again, ever since the beginning, even though when I was 17 and she literally had no idea what the heck that I was doing, she was my #1 supporter. And so every single marathon run that I do, I just want to dedicate to her, because she would hop into my stream whenever she could. If there was a marathon run that wasn't at the butt crack of dawn or super late at night, she was there watching, and I know that she's watching right now in heaven. So I love you, Mom. I miss you, and thank you for being the incredible role model that you were in my life, because I would not be who I am without your love, your support, and yeah. I love you, Mom. Oh yeah, another shout out, because now that I just got all emotional and stuff. Shout out to Midwest Speed Fest. It's another marathon that I'm hugely involved in, been involved in since the fall of 2018. I will be there running the Return of the King New Game Plus co-op with my boy Slade. You will be seeing Return of the King any percent tomorrow as the marathon closer, actually. But you will want to check out that marathon. That was a marathon that got me started with marathons and also helped to now be where I'm at now, being able to do a marathon and be able to raise money for the Real Hope Project right here, right now. And that is a $13.25 donation that is just now coming in on my end from SCXCR that says, about that time, huh? Wait, does that count as getting syrup in my hair? Because technically with the donation matching, that does do it. But if I go to an intermission screen fast enough, then it doesn't happen. Right? Oh, I'm terrified. I don't know. I don't... Because technically the run's over, but the donation says it came in 6 minutes ago. I don't... Heck, I don't know what to do. Because I immediately know that you guys are going to be against me on this and say that I need to get it in my hair. Like, you understand my worry, right? Oops. Ignore me. I'm... Oh, okay. Why did my webcam just break on that scene? I don't... Oh, man. Should do a Gimli run with syrup in the hair since he's slow as molasses? Ugh. Ew, that's disgusting. And the match donation has come in for $13.25. So now we have now funded 2 kid reels. So thank you guys so much. We're gonna go to a quick intermission screen, and then we will be back with either me getting syrup in my hair or Forte SOS running Titanfall 2 all helmets. It's a super dope run. You guys are going to love it. So we will see you guys in just a little bit. Totally forgot to actually get the OBS scene set up before I actually started this. So that's fun. So we're gonna do that right now before I actually go. Before I actually go to intermission. All right, there you go. All set up. Now we are going to go to intermission. See y'all later.